McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles as part of a Minecraft movie meal with your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
Welcome back, my wealthy people. It is your boy, David Bellard, founder, CEO of Black Wealth Renaissance, here for another very special episode of the Black Wealth Renaissance podcast. I'm here with my esteemed co-host, my brother from another, Jalen. How you living, bro?
What up, man? I'm living great, dog. I cannot complain, bro. I'm blessed. That's how I feel right now. How you
Amen
living?
to that, bro. Man, you know how I'm getting it, man. Everyday hustle like William. I'm chasing the chicken just for these policies, dog. You know how we get down, man. We
Okay,
putting in work.
Nadavius.
Yeah, man, we've been putting in work in the insurance world, on the BWR front and on the personal front, on the adjusting side, but no complaints here, man. Just good energy and ready to get into a special discussion, something that's near and dear to my heart, and yours as well, right, Jalen?
Yes, sir. You are correct about that, bro. Definitely plays a major part to who I am today and just my upbringing.
So everybody, again, shout out to all our listeners. This is a very special conversation brought to us by State Farm. And Jalen and myself, we want to talk about purpose-driven entrepreneurship, right? So BWR was birthed out of purpose-driven entrepreneurship, this amazing platform that you know us all for to this day. Jalen and myself, we were recent college graduates, really trying to find our place in the world, trying to get footing. And we didn't have a lot of resources, a lot of outlets to where we can go and learn the information that we needed to pursue our entrepreneurial passions. So we became that. We sought that change. It was something that we yearned for. We had purpose behind, and it led us to creating this amazing platform. And I think too often whenever we hop into business, we lack purpose. You feel me?
Yeah, you're right. A lot of times we'll start businesses either because we think that. So I don't know if it's lacking purpose, but I think it's lacking purpose on the level that you're probably speaking on. But we'll say, we'll get into businesses because we're either really good at a certain skill, we like doing that certain skill or service, or three, we really just need money. And 9 times out of 10, if you're in business, you want to make money. So it all boils down to number one.
And the thing is, though, right, like a lot of times we get into it to make money, but without passion, then profits, it's kind of harder to make them stay consistent, right? It's one of those things that you want to make sure that you're profitable as a business, but you also want to make sure that you're doing something that you can actually take your time and invest in, something that you want to continue doing for a period of time. And in that conversation, it kind of led me and you, when we were talking about it, to think about some of our passions, man, and how they could have been monetized differently outside of just BWR, right? Because this is our bread and butter. We love this. We love helping you guys learn about finance, introducing you to amazing new people. But we also from Sportsman's Paradise. We from
That's
the 337, baby. We spend all our time outside.
South Louisiana.
Born and bred.
Born and bred. We got a whole bunch of land for raising livestock, for growing crop, but then you can also find beautiful swamps and marshes where you can go fish, where you can go hunt and do all of the great things really within like a 50-mile radius, bro. Whenever you really think about it, how crazy it is, because like between Lafayette, Breaux Bridge, and Opelousas, you got some of the most crop land, some of the most farmland, some of the most marshes and wetlands as well.
Yeah, man. And a lot of times, like now in this world that we live in, this technology and AI driven world, I feel like a lot of us have lost touch with our roots and how a lot of us started in business with this outdoor entrepreneurship, man. And that's something that I was actually looking into a bit. Did you know that our businesses that are rooted in things outdoors is almost $1 trillion industry that employs over 4.5 million people, with over half of the population participating in it?
When you say over half the population, you talking about U.S. population?
Yeah, bro, like half the U.S. population. So I think U.S. population roughly 330 million people, somewhere in that ballpark. So half of the people out here participate in it, whether they're consumers or they're an employee of an outdoor-driven business.
That's crazy when you think about it.
It is, man. It is. It's one of those things that's easy for us to overlook, especially, again, in this tech AI world. but it's a
You're
lot of
right.
opportunity to get to a bag outside. And it made me think about a couple of experiences that you and I have shared that we probably didn't even think about in that lens. Like, so for all of y'all that listen, that been fans of the pod, y'all probably know that Jalen and I love kayaking. My brother introduced me to kayaking.
Yep.
And
I love it. Wish I
Jay,
could yak every day if I could, man. I really would.
yak and fish, huh?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but Jalen, can you tell them like about how you even got into yakking? Because you brought me
Yeah,
in. I
yeah.
just hopped in head first.
I can tell him, bro. So I remember it was me and my best friend Sean. We ended up renting a canoe the first time. That's the one where two people sitting in it together and like you got to do teamwork to paddle straight and all of this stuff. So y'all could just think of we made it work because we do work good as a team, but at first it was just a struggle. We was like, man, we're in the middle of this damn lake, just drifting from one side to another. So then the next time we went to that spot, we rented that one. We were like, you know what? Let's try the kayaks so we can just control it ourselves, right? So after getting the kayaks, we're like, oh shit, this right here, this our speed. We're literally all over the lake, just exploring, being adventurous, and we just fell in love with it. And then that's when we started telling all of our friends, like you. I was like, "Yo, bro, you got to come kayak with us one day." And I'm pretty sure David like, "What the hell?" But he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." Go out there very, very often, and we noticed that we were paying these people like $15 to $20 for like an hour or two just to rent the kayaks. And me and Sean, we business
Did
minded. It was
some
like,
math,
damn,
huh?
man. Yeah, it was like, man, hold on. We could have bought our own kayak by how many times we came here. So that's what we ended up doing. We bought our own kayaks. And then we got all of y'all to buy kayaks. And y'all pretty much stored y'all stuff at my grandma's house. And we had the thought of why not do a kayak rental? But we never really did it because we were focused on BWR. But after looking into the numbers of some of these things, that would have been a really good business for us to start.
Lucrative because it's one of those things where you purchase a piece of equipment once and you're able to continue to profit off of
And
that
then low
equipment.
maintenance equipment at that.
Exactly, man. Like a kayak, that's nothing that you're really doing hardly anything. And I think that's one of the
As
biggest
long as you
benefits.
wash it off, like after you're done with it store it up somewhere, you're good.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of, like, again, kind of this outdoor entrepreneurship type of thing. Yeah, we didn't pursue it at the time, but whenever you do the math on it, right? We were going out there 6, 7 deep, spending $20 for 2 hour rentals. They made the cost of one kayak off of us in that one day.
Exactly.
So
And
imagine
then
you getting
not to
people coming
mention it was other
repeatedly.
people going too.
Exactly. So this is something that you can continue to make money off of. And a lot of times I think when it comes to this outdoor entrepreneurship, it's ways to keep overhead low that we overlook. Another example and shared experience that we have that I think is pretty dope was in our trip to Denver. Whenever we went out
Yeah.
there and met
Shout out
Miss
to
Miss
my girl
Valerie.
V. Shout out to V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So just to give y'all some background, this is a trip we took a few years back. And Miss Valerie, what she would do is she lives on a mountain in Denver, rural area, and she created
Boulder,
in
Colorado.
Boulder, Colorado, so outskirts of Denver, right? And what she did was every morning she would go on a hike with her dog and her goats, and it was just something she was going to do every day, whether we were there or not. But she found a way to monetize it through Airbnb experiences. And it
Yep.
actually became one of the highest rated experiences
In
on
that area.
Airbnb for that area
Yep.
because it was so unique. And that's where I think there's a lot of opportunity here because people like experiences. We were happy to go on that excursion. Like we walked around the mountains, we got a good exercise in. We
I ain't
learned
gonna
some
lie, some of that
history
shit was
of the area.
bullshit. She
Yeah,
planted some.
I definitely think she capped out on some of that
Some
information.
of that shit was bullshit, but it
Hey,
enhanced the experience, so
but
I'm
it's an
not mad at it.
experience. You feel me? It's an experience, and
Exactly.
anything that's an experience like that, people are willing to pay for. So that's just another option because I want to say what it was 4 of us that went on that hike.
No, it was five, including
Five
Matt.
of us. Oh yeah, Matt as well. Shout out to Matt. I think we paid like $75 a piece, right? Just to
Probably
walk
so.
a
Yeah,
mountain with
something
her.
like that.
Just
Hmm.
to walk a mountain with her. And she made money doing something she was gonna do. And that's an opportunity a lot of us could do if we just were to
Like
kind of expand our thought process around entrepreneurship.
facts. And like I'll even give that another thing. Maybe you were going to go fishing anyway and you have a fishing spot. A lot of us are like very closed-minded and we don't want to expose people to it. But you could become a fishing guide tour, like a tour guide, and you can show people how to catch fish in your area, the right bait to use, and all of these things, and you can enhance their experience. Maybe they're not an outdoorsman. You can give them a great first time experience doing something that you were going to do anyway, while also making money by doing it.
Talk to him, killer. Talk to him, man. We listen, dude, you could definitely make a profit off your passions if you just kind of shift your mentality toward it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that's definitely possible. But for all the people that like it may not be a passion of theirs per se, right? You're not may not be the most outdoorsy person. It's still a BWR, so we want to lace y'all with some game too, because these still are assets at the end of the day. And a lot of times you can make money investing in assets that are things like off the grid getaways. Major shout
Mm-hmm.
out to our guy, Scotty Smith. 2 years ago, he led an SEC regulated crowdfund for the retreat at Lake Noir, off the grid, remote, tiny micro home cabin deal out here in Central Texas, where he allowed people to invest in this as a long-term asset. What this is going to do is create jobs in the community, create long-term assets that people can hold for this getaway that was been developed from the ground up. So people come into it with equity because you were a you became a developer by being a part of this project. And I want to share stuff like that more, because a lot of times we think we have to have everything figured out on our own, or we have to have a lot of startup capital to get into some of these types of financial instruments. But due to the advent of crowdfunding, the Jobs Act, people like you and myself, non-accredited investors, can join these types of crowd funds
Mm-hmm.
and be an owner in something that has long-term growth prospects.
Yeah, you're basically being a silent investor into that project. And once again, this is many projects like that, right? What's the other guy? Will, is it Will
Oh yeah,
Edmond?
yeah. Will Edmond. His a bit different.
They got the glamping, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So he took what Will Edmond did. Shout out to Will Edmond. We shared this story on the BWR page a couple months ago. He and his brother moved to Central Texas, North Central Texas, and they took some family land that was abandoned for over 20 years, been in the family over 100 years. They cleaned it up. They built their own homestead there, and then using the remainder of the land, they created what Jalen just mentioned, a luxury glamping resort. So now
Yeah.
they
Oh,
have,
they did
yeah,
a
they have
homestead with that too. Now it's tax exempt. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So like they took advantage of that land, some family land, right? And a lot of us, a lot of black people listening to this, we
We got
have we got land. Some older members of our family have land that's just kind of sitting there doing nothing. Nobody in the family does nothing with. Instead of losing that on taxes or letting it go behind some
or or
BS.
or selling it to an investor who go try to break it up and divide and conquer your family.
Talk to them. They don't know. Y'all, we done talked about them heirs property. Shout out to our girl Portia. We went deep on that in that episode. But like Jalen just said, instead of letting any of those things occur, there's another way that you can turn something that your family owned into a profitable long-term asset that has real good growth prospects. So, yep. So again, guys, this is just a real brief segment. Wanted to kind of go over some stuff and hopefully give you guys a couple of ideas, right? When it comes to entrepreneurship, it doesn't always have to look the same. We talk a lot of real estate, we talk trucking, we talk technology, stock market all the time
Mm-hmm.
on this podcast. But entrepreneurship looks so many different ways, and there's so many ways that you can benefit with what you have without having to put so much up front. We need you to reimagine the outdoors. It's a lot of opportunity outdoors, almost $1 trillion industry. So that's my piece on that. Jayla, you got any parting words for the people, brother?
Man, once again, get connected with outdoors. It really does help you feel better, like just mentally, but also physically as well. Just getting some fresh air. It's always great. But once again, allow your imagination, but also your purpose to lead you in whatever you do decide to do. Something that I like to think about is even whenever we started our business is how can this change the world? That's what whenever I think about purpose is how can this change the world? Even if you're a t-shirt business, what is your purpose through that t-shirt business? If you're a fishing business, what is your purpose through that business? It shouldn't just be to make money, but how can you change the world, improve someone's life, or improve their mental, improve their physical well-being?
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Shout out again State Farm for sponsoring this very special segment of the BWR podcast, guys. And until next time, this is BWR signing out.
Signing out. Peace.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles as part of a Minecraft movie meal with your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce.
Participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.